This is a Lazy Teacher podcast.
Welcome back to the Lazy Teacher podcast. My name is Brian Pulowski. This is episode 21, Sitting Down or Standing Up. In this episode, we're going to be discussing the topic that is hotly debated between teachers right now. That issue is whether students should be sitting down while they're learning or if they should be standing up while they're learning. Some teachers like to put their desks all in straight rows, and some teachers like to have bouncy balls, in stools, in couches, and futons. Some teachers even allow their students to lay on the floor while they're learning. A lot of times teachers are doing this because they're trying to minimize the disruptions and distractions in the classroom. Teachers feel that as long as students are moving around and they're not staying in one seat or sitting down for too long, that the behavior will be better. Better behavior in the classroom means better learning, higher academics, and pushing forward. Better behavior always means better learning. Now, the Center for Disease Control tells us that in recent years, there's been a big jump in percentage of young people diagnosed with attention deficit disorder, also known as ADD. The report states it could be for multiple reasons, including overall more awareness of the condition. One strong theory is the amount of time kids are forced to sit while they're in school. An argument for or against this can go both ways. As a teacher, it's easy to see every day the impact it has on a classroom, with even just one student that can't sit still or maintain focus. The reality is that a teacher is lucky if it's only just one student like this. The truth is that it's typically 3 or more students. It becomes a huge distraction to the entire class as this one student, or more, is constantly fidgeting out of their seats and seeking attention they're not getting. Is this fair to the classroom? Fair to all the other students sitting quietly trying to pay attention? What if this was your child in this classroom, where they struggle to learn with all the constant distractions? There's a great chance that this is already happening every day if they're in school. But what about the other side? Imagine if your child came home every day feeling like they were bad. Some kids come home every day knowing the teacher was frustrated with them, or their daily behavior report was unsatisfactory. Every day this child is reminded that his behavior is unacceptable, simply because he can't sit still for long periods of time. And do we really blame these children? If I sit for more than 15 minutes, I start shifting around too, especially when I'm forced to listen to someone else talk. Why would it be any different for children? There's things to do, places to move around to, and much more fun than whatever is happening in their classroom. It's easy to blame the teacher or blame the school system. Often teachers are directing the blame right back at the household for the kids. How often have we as teachers wondered, what is happening for this child at home that they feel their behavior is acceptable? I'm not entirely sure there is a clear answer to this. Teaching children norms within a group and proper and polite behavior are all great things. Teaching expectations are different in different circumstances is a life skill that some kids only receive and learn in school. The flip side is that children sit for entirely too long every day. Children naturally start fidgeting in order to get the movement their body so desperately needs is not getting enough of. But what happens when the children start fidgeting? We as teachers ask them, sit still, sit still, sit still. Pay attention. It's hard to pay attention though when your body craves movement. Disruptive and distracting students are a huge issue in classrooms at any age. Recognizing both sides of this issue from the student side and also from the teacher and remaining classes side could really help minimize the blaming that typically goes along with this problem. So what's the takeaway? I think we have a real tough situation happening every day. A battle for time between teachers that have material to cover and not enough time to do it. We also have children that are extremely unhealthy from inactivity both at home and at school. Something to think about. What are your thoughts? Do you have any suggestions for this issue? I don't know that it's an impossible thought to fix it, but most likely requires a huge overhaul of academic time versus physical activity time. Let me know what you're thinking. Shoot me an email and maybe we can address this in a future episode. My email is Brian, Brian, at thelazyteacherpodcast.com. Well, that's going to do it for our show today. I know this is definitely a topic that I think about all the time and I'm constantly trying to improve on. Maybe we can't solve it, but we can at least shed some light on it. I hope you got what you came for. See ya!